And STORK is over here on Team A.
Yeah.
And he's going to be playing StarCraft 2 Protoss. He did. I remember, guys. I think when we all think of STORK, we think StarCraft 1, which no one should fault you for that on. But he did have a lot of StarCraft 2, and he's going to be going up against. Is this Hero?
Snow.
Snow. Excuse me. Snow here, who is obviously playing a StarCraft 1 Protoss. So this is going to be fun. These guys have had a ton of great games in the ASL. For those StarCraft 2 people that don't really know Snow's basically the best StarCraft 1 Protoss. He is the best StarCraft 1 PvTer of all time.
Wow. It wasn't STORK, or like, didn't STORK have that title for a long time?
STORK was like that for a while, yeah.
Didn't Jungbi as well kind of have that?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you got to understand is that Snow is so, like, he, I think, has the best PvT win record by far. And even all the Terrans are basically the same. We've never dealt with anybody who's, like, this good.
Right.
But now we're going to get to see these two PvP legends duke it out. STORK on the StarCraft 2 Protoss and Snow on the StarCraft 1.
Yeah, I'm really curious how this ends up going because, I mean, STORK, obviously not having played so much StarCraft 2 for quite a long time, I'm curious what kind of a build he decides to go for here. It's really interesting watching me being a Protoss player just to see what the Brood War Protosses are doing when they are playing StarCraft 2, because it has looked, you know, a little bit wonky here and there. I remember even MC, someone who was extremely good at StarCraft 2, when he played StarCraft 2 again for the last show match, I mean, the build that he threw out was just totally wonky, just something you've never seen before ever. It was like a mix of StarCraft 1 and 2 Protoss from multiple different eras of their time. It was like such a weird opener, so it's just kind of interesting to see what they throw out. And this time it's going to be a proxy Stargate, yet again, as we seem to be having the theme for today.
The placement of the buildings here for Snow, obviously very StarCraft 1-esque. Is that 3-gate?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-gate Dragoon. Wow, he's going to do this. This is very much a build in the game. He basically went for expand into 3-gate. This loses to DTs no matter what StarCraft you're playing in. But I guess we haven't really seen DTs used that much here.
No, we haven't at all, actually.
I do feel like StarCraft 1 DT Rush could be really strong. You get DTs faster in StarCraft 1. Blizzard actually made the Dark Shrine take much, much longer because they were afraid of newbies being turned off by dying to DTs too fast.
I wonder even a StarCraft 2 DTs would be so good in this because you can, it takes longer to get observers out as well, needing the observatory with a robo as well, right? So
yeah.
I feel like you can probably go for some real cheeky DT drop on one base or something like that. And that could be a very easy way to sneak a quick win here.
So with 2 base versus 1, I mean, if Snow lasts for any amount of time, he's just going to have a lead.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing here as well is that there's just no natural defense against an Oracle, which is going to be coming out here for STORK. So with all of these Dragoons right across the map here for Snow, there's absolutely nothing here to defend. One Dragoon is running its way over to the natural right as the Oracle comes on in, and the other Dragoons attacking over in the nat. But this is where the big damage is really going to get done, as yet again we find the Protoss is unable to deal with an Oracle on the other side of that.
Does the Oracle beat a Dragoon?
Oh my god, that did so much damage.
I think if it had enough energy, it would have killed it.
Yeah, that was actually pretty crazy. I mean, the Dragoons on the other side will actually be able to deny this natural from coming up, so that's still very good. So Snow, all things considered, does still have a natural mining, and there's not another Oracle being made here. It was only the single one, which actually died, by the way. It looks like a Dragoon just barely got another hit off of it. So even though we just killed like 6 or 7 workers this is still not looking that great for STORK.
Now, yeah, I mean, the problem is STORK, okay, he does damage to the workers, but there's 2 Nexuses. This contain is extremely common in StarCraft 1. The idea is that, now in StarCraft 1, it's harder to get stuff down a ramp, so it's even more powerful. But you basically just use your Dragoons, you do damage. And I think with Dragoon range, hold up.
Force fields don't exist in Brood War. We'll be able to trap a few of those Dragoons there, so pretty nice play here for STORK. But the problem here as well, though, is that he is going to be extremely behind economically despite that Oracle harass. And there's actually also going to be Reavers coming up here relatively soon once this Robo Bay finishes. So attacking into Reavers is going to be really difficult. I feel like STORK should have just gone with that. I mean, killing off a few of those Dragoons, there's not going to be anything else that can counterattack you as a Brood War Protoss in this situation. So I think it's very valuable just to walk across the map and just see what kind of damage you can get done. There's no Blink that could chase you. There's not going to be a charge that can come out at you. There's no Oracle coming out from the other side or a Prism with 2 Immortals. I think it would have been really good if he just walked right across, because I think he would have actually been able to get some damage done there.
Yeah, I think the ideas of Stork's build are cool, but the build order in general from Snow seems to be a little bit better. Like, he's just going to have... harass doesn't matter if you're ahead enough in bases.
Yeah.
You're basically able to just remake the probes immediately. Now, he's going to take a third, and we're going to get into mid-game PvP. Now, Reavers are coming out. There's a shuttle available, too, and shuttle speed is being upgraded. I don't know how SC2 units are really going to fare versus Dragoon Reaver. I think Dragoon Reaver is just a straightforward, really strong unit comp. But let's see.
Yeah, so this is a bunch of just unupgraded gateway units here. Nice force fields, actually. We'll be able to trap against some of these Dragoons, but the Reaver is here, and that's going to make it extremely difficult, especially with all that micro ability with the shuttle. There's no blink for these Stalkers, so it's not like you can easily blink on top and snipe it down or anything like that. So it's going to be forced to run back here as Stork. He doesn't actually have many batteries, only 1 here on the defense. We'll be getting an Immortal out, which will definitely help out.
And, I just don't know what a battery is going to do versus a Reaver.
Yeah.
The Reaver doesn't really care. And force fields, I don't think affect this as the same way as they do in StarCraft 2. So the Reaver's going to come up, boom, big shot there onto the Immortal, a pickup. He's going to back away. Speed is almost done, which is going to make this even deadlier.
I mean, this is actually doing not too bad here. Losing the Immortal is not what you want, though. I think it's kind of interesting because they're kind of fighting over the high ground situation, which in Brood War, that makes sense because the high ground damage doesn't actually connect all the time. But in StarCraft 2, that doesn't matter. And there was still vision from an observer and the shuttle, so he was still able to get some pretty decent shots. So at first, I thought it was going to be a terrible mistake, especially going outside of battery range. But it ended up actually not being the worst trade at all for Stork. The problem here now, though, is that this Reaver continues to go in the main base, and there's still no tech for the for Stork here. He's got no blink, no charge, and if you're going to a mid game as a Protoss without any of those upgrades, you're really not in a good spot.
So Stork survives the attack, but I think the bigger story here is just how much of the map Snow has gotten early on. He did a pretty smart move. I mean, he basically realized that I can just go for Dragoon Nexus. Oh, God, he has actually so many Dragoons. He might be able to win with a push.
16 Dragoons, man.
Yeah, and with 2 shuttles and a speed... sorry, 2 Reavers and a speed shuttle is what I'm trying to say. I mean, if you just get to this part, I think a push, you always win. I'm happy to be wrong here if this doesn't turn out to be the case, but I'm looking at this, and it's like, how do you deal with this?
Did that Immortal... That didn't do damage.
Oh, that's weird.
Do we actually have duds in this game?
I have no
idea.
idea.
Did they somehow program a way to make duds happen? But anyways, this is just an insane amount of units here for Snow. I mean, the Reavers are just doing so much damage. They're totally untouched. Once again, fighting outside of battery range. We are not using overcharge.
GG.
That is going to be a nice little PvP victory here for Snow, which, I mean, again, though, it's kind of interesting. We had 1 game... We've had 3 games so far with the Oracles, all 3 of them looking like they should have ended the game, and only 1 of them actually did, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting little scenario there.